Just doing my morning fasted cardio. Got my 50-pound Rogue weight vest on. I always say that in the beginning. Invariably, someone will ask during the stream how much weight it is. I had someone joke that I should put it in the title so that people won't ask. But you know what? It's engagement, so we might as well just let people ask, right? It's engagements. So I wasn't going to go to through the park area. I was going to stay in the neighborhood because the weather's really nice and it's not going to block my screen. But I'm kind of like the woody area, right? So for people who don't know what I mean, no one in here yet. I know I said it to public, right? We have all this park and then it goes into the woody area, right? There we go. There's someone in here. Hey, as soon as you guys get in, click the like button, please. So this gets into people's feeds. The same for people who come in after it's over. Click that like button if you're going to watch this, because this is how it gets into people's feeds later. You guys got to remember to do that. Uh-oh, the one viewer dropped back out. So, here's what it is. I wonder if I want to go through the trails a little bit today. All right? I might go through the trails. Let me see if I can get back into that area. I haven't been down there at all in like a year. So I wonder if I can go through some of that. It might be annoying with my glasses and my vest on because my glasses get knocked off by tree branches. It's kind of annoying to pick them back up. So let me go investigate. All right? It might be a little more cardio-y with a little up and down. See the ravine just a little bit. All right? Or do I want to go back that other way? This is overgrown a little more than I recall it being. So I got to watch for snakes. That's the other thing too. And it might be a bit much to deal with all this today. At least in the weight vest, I might not do all that. Plus I'm in short shorts. I don't want my legs all cut up. I think we'll skip on that. I'll stick to the more open areas. So, see who we get in here, what comments we get. Man, that makes it rough when they're at Penny because the new people, when they come in later, they won't watch the stream because there's no comments yet, right? People come in after the fact. So usually, we never know what we're going to get on the vest walks, right? Sometimes it gets full, sometimes not. So far, this one of the slower ones I've seen. I think on a weekend there'd be more people chiming in. I think it's a lot of times people watch this stuff when they're at work. So, found that on Facebook. I tended to get the most massive watches on a weekend on a live. And YouTube, not quite as many. Because I've had like 100 plus people during a weight vest walk. So, hopefully more come in. How long do you walk for, or how far? I've never measured distance in my life on any walk. It varies, Matt, depending on literally what I decide I want to do for a phase. Today, I'd like a minimum of 45 minutes. I might try to do an hour, but it gets super tedious if I can't get people in the stream. Like, if you guys can distract me in the stream, but by the way, Matt, could you please click like? The reason we don't get the alerts is people don't click the like button when they come in. So it doesn't signal to other people that it's a good feed. So it doesn't go out. So if you'll continue to click that for me. I want at least 45 minutes today. Gonna be the goal. Maybe an hour. Like I said, if I can keep people in here interested so that I won't get super bored. And then when I get back, I need to get my Instant Pot going. So yeah, back on that brown rice and sweet potato. I've been doing really low carb for a while. And I found it's not really keeping the bloat down where I want so much. So I'm just going to go back to the really clean carbs. My training will be better for it. If I just keep doing the fasted cardio like this, it'll strip through body fat no matter what I do. That was the thing I found before when I kicked this up to like an hour a day for a while. I couldn't eat enough during my fasted window to not lose body fat, especially with my protein intakes. So I think, yeah, the cleaner carbs And I just hope I'm not too bloated in the mornings. Although, to be fair, lighting matters. It's probably because I'm really bad with lighting and angles in my home gym, to be honest. Because all those pictures I've done, like in the blue jeans I put up on social media and on here, I'm actually fed. I've already had like 2,500 calories. So I'm fat as hell. And yet people thought I photoshopped them, and I didn't. It's just good angles and good lighting. That's actually a food belly. So it's kind of interesting, because then I train fasted in the mornings on an empty stomach. So again, though, that's what someone else is picking the angles, not me trying to work out. Makes a big difference. The reason so many influencers look good with what they do. I got to get better at that. All right. So yeah, I'm going to shoot for at least 45. I'm already like 12 minutes in, by the way. So I started at 9:10, but I did my first few minutes in Facebook. So what else you got going on, Matt? So I'm kind of tired of the woody area. I'm going to go through the neighborhood. How many days a week are you even doing this? My goal is a minimum of 4, but ideally, if the weather allows for it, because I don't want to walk in the rain in my vest and all, I'm just not doing it. As long as it's not raining, I can do every day. I don't want to walk in the rain with my phone or my weight vest and get the thing all wet and get all wet. And I wear glasses too, so it's really a pain. So it's at this point, it's going to be based entirely on the weather. But for a while, I felt like I was looking my leanest last year around that October time, when I was doing this every day, a minimum of 30 minutes, right? Yeah, I hate treadmills. I can't do a treadmill. Like, I have to do stuff like this. So that's the thing with cardio, you know, as long as your cardio and conditioning get done, do the things that don't beat you up and that you can tolerate, because cardio is not really fun, right? So, and the stuff you enjoy. Marcinio, give me a like, please. Which of your 5 strength standards has the biggest technique bias? Probably the bench press. Bench press is the most technical of the power lifts. I mean, even the standing press is not as technical as people want to make it out to be. It can be, so that'd be number 2. My case, so I've got to get that mobility back so I can do it again. It's going to be something I really am going to work on really hard this month. Adjusting my training just to get my mobility. And I'm convinced, based on my research and my movement, that's why I know about a mobility training. No prehab exercises, nothing has ever improved my shoulders, because I've inflamed all that tissue around some of the rotator cuffs to the point where I physically cannot put my shoulders into those positions no matter how hard I try. So it's an inflammation of the whole shoulder capsule. So I'm cutting out all the wide grip benching. I'm cutting out all the side delt work, all of it. I'm going to do nothing for my side delts anymore. That seems to inflame it. Upright rows, laterals, all gone. All the wide grip benching, gone. We're going to go back to straight close grip. When I was close gripping well up into the 300s, I had no problem locking 225 over my head and a full lockout, with complete lockout over the top. I did it at least 12 to 15 times on camera on different days. So we need to get back to that. So I feel like as long as I'm good at that and I build the rear delts, my shoulders will be fine. And for rear delts, I'm probably just going to do pullovers. Well, I'm going to live on pullovers because they work the rear delts in my rows. So I'm probably just going to do front raises and overhead press. Because I used to use front raises too as an accessory for overhead pressing. The Vino close grip, yeah. I mean, if you saw that other video I showed you guys a comparison, I've used a close grip 365 with a pause, flat-footed. I mentioned this before, they are great for shoulder longevity. Yep. What, the front raises? Or the pullovers? Probably both. Probably both. I must have answered this before, but how heavy is the vest? Matt, here's where I'm gonna laugh. So I said at the start of the video, it's 50-pound rogue weight vest. And I'm like, I have to say it multiple times every stream. And to the point where several people have said I should just put it in the title. But I'm like, no, because it gives engagements. People will ask the question and it gives us something to talk about. Been using it for decades. Hey, Davino, you specifically what? You keep saying this, it. Help a brother out. Which one are we talking about? But yeah, Matt, so it's 50 pounds. So it's, I use ergonomic plates so that it's evenly distributed. It makes it really comfortable. That's why I can go do this for an hour. Marcinio, in a perfect world, sure. Right now, Marcinio, let me be clear. My goal right now is to be able to do the empty barbell for a full lockout over my head. That's my immediate goal. Let me get to 45 pounds before we worry about getting to 225. Man, let me get to 95 pounds. So that's going to be the goal. Yeah, close grip upper body exercises, military press bench. Yeah, the Vino Plus, I was really strong at the close grip incline at one time too. When I went and checked some footage from like 10 years ago, I was looking at some stuff back when my ex and I used to go train at Iron City and film it. I'm over here just like raw dogging 255 on the incline bench there without a spotter. I went and looked at the footage and I'm like, what? I didn't even bother with a spotter. I think I didn't even bother with a spotter till I usually hit at least 265. And I had Corey spot me once for 265. And he's dead, by the way, now, which sucks. Dude was a freaking monster. Absolute monster, but his drug stack was insane. And he did coke, so it was really a problem. Is weighted cardio better than jogging? Yeah, it's easier on your joints. I don't jog, dude. I'm 48. I'm not doing it. I'm not running. So yeah, we have on 50 pounds. That clown just removed his message. You have on the bra. You've never seen anybody in a weight vest. Don't tell me that you work out at all if you've never seen anyone in a weight vest. You are a complete scrub noob. You've never lifted a day in your life. You've never been around fitness at all. This is like a common thing today. There's a whole cult around the weight vest, right? Hell, even Windler has promoted it at this point in his life is the main thing he does. I've been jogging and hit my cardio, but I'm trying to grow thinking of changing it up. Yeah, I mean, so definitely changing things up. I used to be a runner. I haven't run in over 20 years. Other than sprinting through an airport, trying to not miss a connecting flight. That's the last time I ran. The last time I ran was during a Christmas holiday in the Denver airport at a connecting flight to where we landed a little late and I was scared of missing my connecting flight in that massive airport. All right, that's the last time I ran. All right, yeah, no jogging for me either. 240 at 49 years old, the impact steady state. Yeah, exactly. Same for you, dude. I'm 220 at 48. I'm not running. I need to be able to squat. I gotta pick. Do I still need my knees healthy enough to squat 500 plus? Or do I want to go run? Because it will beat my knees into the ground. With the vest, not so bad because it's lower impact, right? It does put a fair amount of stress on the low back and I have to readapt to it. So that's the one thing I noticed when I started ramping it back up over a week ago. When I went to squat on Friday, I'm like, my low back just didn't like it. So that's why I stopped. I just stopped at 415. So let's get a nice single in and then we'll do machine work. But I'm hoping by the end of the week it'll be sorted, especially now that I'm eating carbs again. Back on that brown rice and sweet potato diet. That's the other funny thing too, right? People call that flip-flopping. I'm like, really? I thought everybody goes through high and low carb phases. I thought that was a normal thing. That's strange to me. As someone who's been in the fitness and lifting world as long as I have, the idea to me that anyone sticks to one of those exclusively, like especially the low carb forever, are you serious? Like, that shouldn't even be a thing. I don't get that people make that a whole lifestyle. All right, does pronated overhand negatively affect the shoulder joints? It might in theory, but I never had issues when I did it. When I could do the full lockout, I never once had a shoulder problem related to it. Do you eat spicy food? I don't know how to answer that. Compared to many people of the Caucasian persuasion, I probably eat slightly spicy foods sometimes. So depending upon what part of the world you are from or your culture, I might be really bland. Does it make sense? That's a very relative question. I don't particularly like spicy foods. I mean, I can tolerate some of them. I like some of them, but I can go without them just fine. The Vino, I had a vest years ago and the weight was disproportionately heavier in the front, so I used to turn it around. Yeah, that's why I run a ergonomic vest with even distribution. Hey Mike, this is 2025, you need to grow up. You do realize that one little thing is something an ex of mine scripted. They did, and it was 10 years ago. You probably had not even reached puberty yet. This is 2025, grow up. What's your favorite cheap food? Pizza, no question about it. And I haven't had pizza in a year. So, I care about my health and body composition right now. So, ain't no cheat days. Right? Because keep in mind, you feel terrible after a cheat day. I think that's something people forget with the cheat days. You feel awful physically, right? When your body is used to healthy foods, you're not used to all that inflammation. You're not used to all that bloat. I heard captation in spicy food. How are they going to do that? You tell me the mechanism by which they can do that beyond myth and legend. You know, if you're talking about capsaicins, meaning peppers, how can they boost metabolism? And that's a word people way overuse. You know what will boost your metabolism? More than probably anything you could do short of drugs. Put on 3 pounds of muscle. That's it. Or put on 2 kilograms of muscle, bro. That will boost your metabolism more than every single hack and trick all these people come up with. Now, the exception being you start popping Clen and T3, obviously that's different, but those are drugs. You might need to gain 10 pounds of muscle to equal the metabolism of Clen, right? Weighted cardio is more mentally taxing for me, higher RPE. Jogging is just more natural. Sets it beats my joints up, you know, for me personally. Like, I just don't want to deal with the impact. I don't want to deal with all of that. And even special shoes, potentially. It's a hassle. I like to be able to throw on some work boots and just go. All right. But I mean, to each their own. That's why I tell people, for your cardio, you need to do what you're going to do that you find enjoyable enough or not draining enough mentally that you'll do it. That's why there is no perfect cardio. People say, this is the best cardio. I'm like, really? Are you going to do it every day without complaining? Probably not the best cardio then for you. All right. Jason, will you ever do the weighted dip again? Probably not. I don't want to say never. I don't like to say never. What I will say is at this time, I don't see the benefits towards my goals. Although I could, especially if I go back to the closed grip benching, maybe just for the lower chest, I might do some weighted dips again. You know, now that I'm closed gripping, it actually might make a little more sense to be really fair. You know, I almost just want to fill that slot with the incline dumbbell because it looks good on camera. But no, could be something to be said for a weighted dip when I'm closed gripping. But I got to watch the shoulders again. Got any tip for mental lethargy on droll? Why are you running droll long enough term that it's an issue? You're only going to use it a short period of time, right? And by droll, I assume you mean anadrol, not super droll. Because we don't ever call super droll droll. Occasionally, I've caught an occasional person doing it. That is not the correct slang. No, I mean, A-bombs, you're going to create some mental lethargy. Don't use orals if this is a problem for you. Right? You were the first fitness YouTuber who introduced me to the exercise. Well, yeah, because I mean, it's a common exercise. But I've also got to look at benefit to reward. People think high thermic effect levels are a sign of good genetics. What about? I don't understand the question, Marcinia. What are you talking about? Sorry, you just threw something out of left field. I don't know what we are talking about. Virus, what? I have no idea. Is apple cider vinegar really good for weight loss? No. There's no mechanism which apple cider vinegar can enhance weight loss of which I am aware. Why don't you guys try eating clean and working out? How about that? All right. Can I stay lean without tracking calories while at the same time making gym progress? Yes, but it's a lot easier if you track. Right? I mean, you'll have more control over the situation. I loosely track, I ballpark. I eat between 3,500 and 4,000 calories. Do I think protein powder worth it for what? I do protein powder sometimes, especially if I want to protein overfeed. Right? Protein overfeeding is great for fat loss and recomposition. Doesn't do much for muscle growth because you just don't need that much protein. Like if you're eating 3,500 calories of whole food, you're going to hit 300 grams of protein anyways, unless you're a vegan. But is there something to be said for protein shakes, especially for protein overfeeding? Yeah, bulking is a waste of time. There's no need to bulk. You can make lean gains and put on 5 pounds every year. Per year, you'll be just fine. Play the long game. Quit getting fat. There's no evidence at this point that gaining fat helps muscle growth at all. The evidence shows it doesn't. So when I say no evidence, we've studied it. It doesn't seem to help. Lifters who do a 10% surplus do not gain any muscle faster on the DEXA scan than those who barely gain anything. The muscle gain is like identical when they compare it. They just get fat. I know people say, but a 10% surplus is a slow bulk. Yeah, but it's still mostly fat. That's the problem. I'm not going to answer anyone with that name, and I don't have time to ban you when I'm walking. We already know what protein overfeeding is. We have literal studies on protein overfeeding. All right. I wish that I can gain 5 pounds of muscle. You're right, Vin. Oh, yeah, but we're advanced lifters. I'm talking about these intermediates. I'm like, dude, just gain 5 pounds of weight per year. That's it. You're fine. right? You know, Deltarune. Could you give me when you guys ask me stuff like that, could you please give me a reference? Right? Because you'll throw random things out and I don't know if it's a person, is it a movie, is it a video game, is it a supplement, is it a sport? You know, Deltarune. Is it a firearm company? Like, work with me here, homie. You guys got to give me some help. Is it a YouTuber? I mean, I know what the word Delta and I know what the word rune mean, but you guys ask stuff like that instead of dropping me a clue. You gotta work with me a little bit. When you say bulking is bad, how fat is the beginner? I need a context. Context. So, how skinny is the beginner? Yeah, I mean, I'd have a skinny beginner bulk, obviously. But if you're 18% body fat, why are you bulking? You could literally just recomposition. Like if you're 20% body fat noob, you could recomp for a while. Or you could do a very slow lean bulk. And I mean a pound a month at the most. All right. Vaping during blast, think there's a higher chance of cancer risk? I don't know. But I would never smoke anything. All right, let me just be clear. In the context of health, if we're going to go on the topic of health, if you care about your health, you don't smoke anything. That's the easiest answer. Like no one, so you're worried, if you're worried about your health, cancers, your lungs, don't smoke anything. I don't care if it's tobacco, weed, just stop smoking. There's your solution. Instead of worrying about, am I going to increase my cancer rate 37% versus 42%, just don't smoke. And if you smoke, then just admit you don't care about your health. It's easier that way. You don't need to lie to yourself and other people. So even people who enjoy cannabis, man, there's edibles. You don't have to smoke anything. Right? You don't have to smoke to get the effect. All right. Yeah, newbie gains are great. With the right guidance coach, they can be fantastic. Yes, it's got to be dialed in correctly. Problem is, too many of the newbies, as you and I know, they overbulk and then they cry. I got too fat, and then they cut and they lose everything, and then they wasted 9 months of their life. I've seen it so many times because they don't understand when we say to bulk, a pound a month. I gained 4 pounds a month, and now I'm the fattest I've ever been. I got a muffin top. And it's like, well, why did you do that? Nobody ever who is intelligent told you to gain 4 pounds in a month. Why did you do that to yourself? Well, because I heard that if you bulk, you gain more. And so I gained 3 times the rate everyone told me to, thinking I'd gain more muscle. It's like, this is why newbies should not think. They should only listen. They don't have the knowledge to think about the topic. They have no background. Therein lay the problem. To think through a topic, you have to have enough knowledge of the topic to have intelligent thoughts. Wish I had someone to show me when I started instead of using trial and error, right? It matters. That's why some of my novices have made phenomenal progress, because they got in with me early on and we just sailed right through. They got to skip all the BS until they started thinking for themselves. Hey, coach, I wanted to try this. Like, cool, you're going back to trial and error, you don't want to coach. Like, you're going to mess yourself up, and that's cool because we all could use that trial and error period. But you're paying me to think for you to make sure that you don't have to do these things. What are you going to do though, right? Speaking of which, I have coaching slots open. Also, I have OnlyFans. Why are you guys clicking like? I got this many people talking and we only got 5 likes. I'm just going to turn the phone around and stop answering questions until I come back and there's more likes. I'm going to do this every stream. I need to do it at the beginning. There we go. There's a couple more. Because I think you guys forget, people say, Coach, it didn't come in my notifications. Well, it's because people didn't click like. That's what puts it up there. All right, there we go. I don't know what my 5-year goals are when I'm walking and out of breath. All right, but Mark Ripito tells everyone to get super fat, but he's an expert on getting people fat. Okay, so if you're listening to Mark Ripto, your goal is to get strong at all costs, and if you become diabetic, you accept that. Like, he's diabetic, right? Self-inflicted. So maybe you should listen to the experts who are going to get you to the goals that you want. But if you're listening to Mark Ripto, then you're okay with being fat. You probably don't care about having a good physique to go with your 600-pound deadlift, right? So, you pick the experts who put out advice towards your overall goals. I want to get people to elite levels of strength while still looking pretty good, And I'm not saying bodybuilder. I look good to the average person. For the average person, because the average person doesn't think bodybuilders look good. People throw that word aesthetics around now for competitive bodybuilders like C-Bum. He's not aesthetic by anybody's standards. He looks hideous to the average person. Nobody thinks classic bodybuilding right now looks aesthetic other than the bodybuilding world, only because they're used to so grotesque that slightly less grotesque is called aesthetic. So, context. So yeah, generally, for most people, I want to get people super strong and I want them to look good. Gold and silver era bodybuilders look good, right? So you follow my advice if you want a 500 or 600 pound deadlift, 315 punch bench, and you want to look pretty fit and healthy, and the average person say, hey, they got a nice body. You want women, when they see you shirtless, to go, hey, what's up, daddy? That's what you're looking for. And you want to be strong. You come to me for that. That's who I help. But wouldn't strength progress be much slower? Yes, because fat increases leverages. It doesn't, you need to be clear. Because you're gaining strength through leverages, it doesn't mean you're getting stronger from muscle growth. And no, increasing tension on the bar through leverages doesn't increase stimulus of the muscles either. So that extra 20 pounds on your squat didn't stimulate more growth if you got fat. You just are using the squish to bounce the weight. Makes sense? So yeah, your strength progress will be slower. But is your goal to increase muscular tension strength, or is your goal to move more weight? So just get tighter knee sleeves if you want to move more weight, without getting fat. If that's all if it's just your ego at play, then just use an exoskeleton, and then you don't have to get fat to move the heavier weight. Right? Yeah, no isolation. That's a problem too. That's a big mistake. I think I'll have novices do curls. They're going to regret it if they skip curls early on, even on a barbell program, right? Even if I put a novice on squat, bench, deadlift, rows, over press, they're going to probably want to do some curls. What's wrong with C-Bum side delts? They're full of ridiculous amount of side enhancement. Like C-Bum, they're hideously, like he's got to be in pain. That much crap in his shoulders. And I'm not hating, I'm just stating objective facts. He pins with too much gear in his delts. And that's the point. That gets rewarded. Even Classic, they gave him all those wins because by their judging standards, they want you full of oil. You can't win without it. In this case, oil meaning he's probably just pinning all this test and DECA there. In my experience, women like the swimmer, yeah, but it's all angles. So if you notice the pictures I put up on social media that all these dudes are freaking out calling G for P, right? So look how I look in those laying down in the blue jeans, good lighting. Women like that. I got enormous compliments. I get my DMs blew up from those. Tons of women were like, oh my God. So you don't necessarily have to be, for women, you don't have to be 160. I'm laying there at 217 pounds in those. But the point is, yeah, women will go for that. But they like the swimmer's physique too. but it depends on the woman. Some women like more muscle. Marvin Elder defying the old-time greats. Great build, incredible strength. Yeah, Marvin Elder, definitely. I'd agree with that. Curls cured my elbow tendonitis, yeah. Uh-oh. Should you weigh yourself every day? I weigh myself every day at the same schedule, year-round, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I pee, I step on the scale, then I brush my teeth. That's my routine after I get out of bed. I wonder if those top strong men could be even pressed that much without the high fat. Probably not. How do you recommend starting conversations with women on the street? You just start conversations with women. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe that's a consultation level. I might need to start literally offering that as a service. Advice on how to talk to women for pay. Consultations. How do you recommend starting? Do you have rest days? Usually not. I'm gonna try to do cardio on my rest days like this. This is a rest day. So what are we doing? We're out here in the cardio. I lift 5 days a week though right now, Monday through Friday. But I think we should do some, it's not a bad thing to do some activity every day. You seem to be able to recover from it. Yeah, I have an OnlyFans. I got 6 people. I got 6 members so far paying $15 a month. I just started it 8 days ago. Hey Vino, check it out. No man, hop over. The link's in all my stuff. Hell, you should pay. Dude, that's epic. Yeah. No, I have people paying already. I want to blow it up. Everything I have is from one set though. I'm working on, I'm hoping I get another photo shoot this week. Should a novice, or we've already covered that. Yeah, you should weigh every day. Yeah, Davino. That's why everyone's freaking out. They're giving me hell. They're upset. I even had Lowbliner call me a whore and a sex worker. And I don't even show my junk. Like PG-13. It's literally like pinup calendar, fireman calendar type stuff. And it's actually marketed towards women. That's what's hilarious. But yeah, dudes are going to still join more than women. But if you market to women, you'll get women too. If you market the other way, you only get dudes. Walking is ideal for fat loss. Running hurts my knees. I like the weight vest walks. I'm going to turn back towards my street though. It's getting kind of bright out here. It's hard to see the screen. And they're cutting a bunch of trees over there. I don't want the chainsaws. You should add hookup dating, right? Maybe I should, Marcinio. I should do that. I don't know how to market it at this point. Right? I should start doing it in the streams. All right, hold on. I had to answer a text. Do you jump rope? I think jumping rope is great cardio. I don't do it. I don't have coordination. I have Meniere's disease. I can't do OnlyFans, but I think it's awesome that you made one. All right, genetic, getting rid of your goofy ass. Sorry. I can only handle so much stupidity. All right, my wife says I should stop doing OnlyFans and stuff. I don't know, man. Your wife doesn't like it. You should probably consider stopping. Why does she do OnlyFans with you? Y'all can do it together. Do couples OnlyFans, make some money. All right. Just throwing it out there, man. Just trying to help a brother out. Yeah, Vino, no, I've definitely got one. And everybody's hating, and the hilarious part is it's not G for P, it's marketed toward women. And I had someone say, well, it's homoerotic. I'm like, it doesn't even qualify as homoerotic art. Go look up the actual definition of homoerotic art. And then look at my OnlyFans. It doesn't even qualify. It would qualify as heteroerotic art. Would actually be the designation artistically. But notice I didn't say explicit. There's no actual explicit content on it. It would be acceptable in the movie theater, like PG-13 rating. I'm not saying I won't do a little racier stuff eventually, but I don't have anything quite planned for that. You know, so yeah, where are we at? We're 50 minutes. It's only 40 minutes in this chat, but I didn't come in here till around the 7 or 8 minute mark in my walking, I think. Wait, where am I? What street am I on? Where am I at? Hold on. I don't want to get too tired in my vest and get lost. All right, I know where I am. I'm on the next block over. Artistic, you mean? No, artistic. You're aware that autism is a mental disorder, also called the spectrum. And you're going to be like, wow, your response is really autistic. Nope. No, I've had full psychological profile. I've never been diagnosed as being on the spectrum by any of my therapists. So, and I know you guys like to throw that out there on the internet, and I get it. It's an internet fun thing to say. It's just simply not accurate. I do, however, have a full PTSD diagnosis, and I've previously been diagnosed with severe chronic depression. So if you're actually curious. But no, I'm actually, all joking or whatever aside, I'm actually not on the spectrum. So no therapist has ever suspected it, who've talked to me for 100 hours. So, yes, artistic. The word is artistic. It's an art form. Those people throwing shade are employed and know nothing about taking risk, right? Yeah, they've never been a venture capitalist. They've never been an entrepreneur. They've never worked for themselves. I'm trying to get a lot of different things going, trying to make my money and just network it all together. Like it all feeds into everything anyways. Like I literally hope people jump into my OnlyFans who don't follow my stuff and then they realize they want me to coach them or something. Like business feeds into business, right? That's the idea. Yeah, CS, that was just weird too. I have a beard, so we know that can't be true. I have chest hair when I don't wear it, and you guys have seen it. So again, insanity, right? Insanity. Oh. But again, you know, all my haters are sexually obsessed with me. They're repressed and in the closet, you know, so they have these weird ideas because they need that to happen for their fantasies to come true, right? So all my people who make those hating pages, they make the videos, they're all in the closet and obsessed with me, and you can tell. Do you have the PPV? Everybody carries a gun. What are you talking about? Only bad people walk around unarmed. I know you're like a criminal if you walk around without a gun. So let's get rid of you. All right. Okay, Jason, another cool live chat. I'm out. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you. I don't have a set bedtime. I mean, I lay down and scroll on my phone when I go to bed. It could be 8 o'clock. It could be 10 o'clock. I get work done. Text with clients, text with people, posts. It's all business still, right? My social media is all business. All right. So, we're about 51 minutes deep into this walk. So, start heading back home. Okay. So yeah, this walk is almost done. Still 20 people in it though. Any of you guys got any other questions before I get home and wind this down? guess not. Guess no one else has anything else to say. Yes, how much muscle can a novice expect to gain first year? It's not a set amount. There's a lot of charts on it. Anywhere from about 10 pounds up to maybe 20 in the most extreme, up to about 20 pounds. Right? And remember, bro, you're asking questions. I have coaching slots open. I can help you bypass all these problems and stalls. So hit me up on Facebook. All my links are in here. They're down below. I have coaching slots open. And yes, I take on novices. I take everyone from novices to elite powerlifters. So hit me up, brother. I'm home. I'm going to wind this down, get this vest off, get my food started cooking. Love you guys and gals, and I'll talk to you next time.